Ram Jaya Jaya Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Sri Ram Jaya Ram. For safety sake. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om 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 Sri Ram. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om 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 Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om.
Song. Hakanda Mandalakaram Yakame Jadacharam Tatparam Dakshinam Yena Dasme Shri Guruve Namaha Hatyaniram Yasya Jnanam Chalakaya Chakshuram Nityam Yena Dasme Shri Guruve शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अगजानन पद्मार्कं गजानन महर्निशं अनेकदन्त्रां भक्तानां एकदन्त्रमुपास्महे एकदन्त्रमुपास्महे सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि नित्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सद्पौर्णिमे सदा पद्मपत्रविशालाक्षी पद्मकेसरिवर्णनी नित्यं पद्मलया देवी श्यामा पाण्डु सरस्वती भगवती भारती निशेषनाथ्य विनायकानिनु विना प्रोचुदगु विनायकानिनु विना प्रोचुदगु विनायकानिनु विना प्रोचुदगु वेरवरुणा विघ्नराजा विनायकानिनु विना प्रोचुदगु वेरवरुणा विघ्नराजा विनायका अनाथ रक्षका अनाथ रक्षक नीवे गाता अनाथ रक्षक नीवे गाता आदरिंचननु प्रोवे दादा आदरिंचननु प्रोवे दादा विनायका निनु विना प्रोचुदगु वेरवरुणा विघ्नराजा विनायका सरसीरुगारु नायुग शरणा सरसीरुगारु नायुग शरणा स्वगतं श्रीलजन संकट अरणा सरसीरुगारु नायुग शरणा स्वगतं श्रीलजन संकट अरणा परम कृपा सागरा परम कृपा सागरा वरसुगुणा परम कृपा सागरा वरसुगुणा पालित जन गो पालन सरुता पालित जन गो पालन सरुता विनायका निनु विना प्रोचुदगु वेरवरुणा विघ्नराजा विनायका गोविंद माधवा गोपाल केशवा गोविंद माधवा गोपाल केशवा जयानंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाला जयानंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाला गोविंद माधवा गोपाल केशवा गोविंद राधे गोविंदा गिरिधारी गिरिधारी जय राधे गोविंदा घनश्याम श्याम श्याम जय जय राधे गोपाला घनश्याम श्याम श्याम जय जय राधे गोपाला जय नंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाला जय नंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाला गोविंद माधवा गोपाल केशव श्रीराभिशयना नारायण श्रीलक्ष्मी रमणा नारायण श्रीराभिशयना नारायण श्रीलक्ष्मी रमणा नारायण दीन शरीरा नारायण हरि दीन शरीरा नारायण हरि कल्परूपा नारायण कल्परूपा नारायण सुकररूपा नारायण हरि सुकररूपा नारायण हरि हर हरि रूपा नारायण हर हरि रूपा नारायण वामन रूपा नारायण हरि वामन रूपा नारायण हरि भृगुपति रूपा नारायण भृगुपति रूपा नारायण राम शरीरा नारायण हरि राम शरीरा नारायण हलधर रूपा नारायण हलधर रूपा नारायण भूज शरीरा नारायण भूज शरीरा नारायण कल्कि शरीरा नारायण कल्कि शरीरा नारायण दशविध रूपा नारायण हरि दशविध रूपा नारायण हरि रथ जन परिपाल नारायण रथ जन परिपाल नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण लक्ष्मी नारायण नारायण लक्ष्मी नारायण श्रीराभिशयना नारायण श्रीलक्ष्मी रमणा नारायण देवदेव धवलाचर मंदिर गंगाधरा हर नमो नमो दैवत लोक सुधा मुनि मकर लोक शुभंकर नमो नमो देव देव धवलाचर मंदिर गंगाधरा हर नमो नमो दैवत लोक सुधा मुनि मकर लोक शुभंकर नमो नमो पालित किंकर पवन शंकर पालित किंकर पवन शंकर शंकर पुर हर नमो नमो आलम सूलयुधकर शैल सुधावर नमो नमो देव देव धवलाचर मंदिर गंगाधरा हर नमो नमो दैवत लोक सुधा मुनि मकर लोक शुभंकर नमो नमो देव देव धवलाचर मंदिर गंगाधरा हर नमो नमो दैवत लोक सुधा मुनि मकर लोक शुभंकर नमो नमो दुरित विमोक्षण पाल विलोक्षण दुरित विमोक्षण पाल विलोक्षण परम दया कर नमो नमो चरि चरि मंबर चंद्रकलाधर सांबरी गुंबर नमो नमो देव देव धवलाचर मंदिर गंगाधरा हर नमो नमो दैवत लोक सुधा मुनि मकर लोक शुभंकर नमो नमो देव देव धवलाचर मंदिर गंगाधरा हर नमो नमो दैवत लोक सुधा मुनि मकर लोक शुभंकर नमो 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 नारायण हरि नमो नमो नारायण हरि नमो 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 जय माए साई माँ जय माए साई माँ जय माए साई माँ जय माए साई माँ ब्रह्म सनातनी माँ भिन्न विनाशिनी माँ ओ ब्रह्म सनातनी माँ भिन्न विनाशिनी माँ जय माए साई माँ जय माए साई माँ जय माए साई माँ जय माए साई माँ दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती साई जगन्माता दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती साई जगन्माता साई जगन्माता ओम पाई जगन्माता साई जगन्माता ओम पाई जगन्माता तू शक्ति प्रदायिनी माँ तू शक्ति प्रदायिनी दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा रघुकुल तिलका रामा सत्य साई श्री परनामा रघुकुल तिलका रामा सत्य साई श्री परनामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा आयो तारक रामा पाप विमोचन रामा आयो तारक रामा पाप विमोचन रामा शरदि पुरे रामा शरदि पुरेश रामा उद्भवति पुरे वरदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा
सूलधारिणि परमेश शिवगविनायक जगदीश सूलधारिणि परमेश शिवगविनायक जगदीश दुखिय पात में अमर गरेश तांडव नटराजा दुखिय पात में अमर गरेश तांडव नटराजा सुंदर शंकरा विश्व विराजन सुंदरा शिवगामी महेश्वर ने अम्बल पेरुमाने
विभूति सुंदर शंकरा विश्व विलासन सुंदरा शिवगामी महेश्वरी अम्बल पेरुमाने
विभूति सुंदर शंकरा विश्व विलासन सुंदरा शिवगामी महेश्वर ने अम्बल पेरुमाने
विभूति सुंदर शंकरा विश्व विलासन सुंदरा शिवगामी महेश्वरने अम्बल பெருமானே
शूलधारिणि परमेशा शिव विनायक जगदीशा
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 योगीय पाद में अमर कलेसा पांडव नर राजा
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 शिव तांडव नर राजा
शिव तांडव नर
राजा साई तांडव नर राजा
साई तांडव नर राजा विभूति
सुंदरणे शंकरा
विश्व विलासन सुंदरा शिवगामी महेश्वरने अम्बर पेरुमाने
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, members of the family, work associates, friend associates, well-wishers, and the family at large. My name is Bob Naidu, and I am the brother-in-law to our late brother Kevin. Jeev is my younger sister, and she, together with the brothers of Kevin, have decided that I be the master of ceremonies for this afternoon's proceedings. It is indeed a very sad occasion that we meet under certain circumstances such as this, especially when we have a person like Kevin, who is such a health fanatic, who's got such a clear bill of health over the years, who has made so much of history in his hobbies and more of his angling side of the hobby and sport, always keeping himself fit. And it is rather unfortunate that the time came without any warnings. So my duty today is to coordinate the procedures for this afternoon, mindful of the fact that we need to complete by 4, so that we could be in the chambers by at least by 4, and then obviously the final rites being done by 4:30. So I just briefly want to give you a quick rundown. We will have 5 speakers, and I've already given you the heads up that we have to vacate this hall by 4 o'clock. So if we're going beyond that, it's fine. We'll try and manage the time as we move along. So I will steal tits and bits of time in between to share with you the Naidu side of the experiences that we had with our brother-in-law, Kevin. And therefore I represent the late Mr. Johnny Naidu and Mrs. Neela Naidu. And at the time when the Cupids met, that is Sarojini and my sister Lali, they've decided that Jeev makes an ideal choice for Kevin. And so the knot was tied. And over the years, as we got to know Kevin even better, we then noticed in our own assessments individually, this was indeed the right choice. A man of principle, a man of stature, a man of commitment, loyal, dedicated. Those are the attributes that made this marriage up to today the bond that was inseparable. Despite the fact that Jeev had to leave home, like we all have to release our sisters, she immediately, together with Kevin, started their new home in Yellowwood Park. And that is where they currently reside. Kevin, as we know, over the years, grew up in his career, and it is rather unfortunate the early years of his marriage that times were getting tough in terms of the economy, and unfortunately Kevin company closed down. But that did not stop my brother-in-law Kevin from trying every effort to keep home fires burning. So I'm not going to get into the detail, but I'm just giving you the preamble of what I know my brother-in-law to be. A fighter in all aspects. A man who criticizes wrong from right and analyzes on his own and makes his own assessment. So much so that he is able to inculcate and was able to inculcate and did so meaningfully with these 3 girls in his house. Kevin had his own character in terms of mixing with the girls in the house, and he's always teasing them, he's always playing with them as if he was going to be playing with boys or his own sons, as it were. So much so that Tremera on her own has got some of those attributes of Kevin, very, very forceful in her own judgment, and she's got this characteristic of Kevin, and if he wants to do something, he wants to do it, and so is Tremera. However, again, I mentioned that I'm not going to go into too much of detail, but this is the brother-in-law that we have, and this is what we had up to now, and we believe that the Almighty will continue in giving this family the guidance as they lead this path without Kevin being here amongst them. I want to quickly add as well that we had the pleasure of having Kevin to join us when we went to India. I was on a working visit and Kevin and the family joined us, and I then extended my stay back in India just to coincide with their holiday. It's a pleasure to be amongst Kevin, especially the fact that his religious attributes, his beliefs, made him even more conspicuous in his motherland, as it were. And we together started to explore the various temples and the like and the various sites. And I recall at the one stage where we stopped on the Chennai place where Jeev had already collected the children's clothes and she wanted to distribute that to the poor. And that itself was a sight when I saw Kevin and Jeev actually tearing, giving away clothes to the poor, but it was joyful tears. As I mentioned that I have so much to say, but I don't want to take this away from the other speakers that are coming. So let me stop at this stage and I'll join you again. But at this stage I would like to call upon Naveen, brother to Kevin, to say a few words on behalf of the family. Naveen?
Thank you, Paul. Namaskara and good afternoon, dear family and friends. It is with sadness and at the same time an honor to deliver this eulogy for my brother Kevin. My name is Naveen, for those of you that don't know me, and I am the younger brother of Kevin. We are a family of 6 siblings, with Kevin being our eldest brother. Kevin started his schooling career at Excelsior Primary in Lubeni Heights and was actively involved in the Boy Scouts during his early years. He then moved on to Clearwood Secondary School, which was the closest school that offered students to specialize in a trade, and that's what he wanted to do. After high school, Kevin's dream was to join the Navy, much to the disapproval of my dad, my late dad. So Kevin, disappointed and demotivated, he started work as a waiter at various hotels and restaurants along the Durban Esplanade. It was during this time that he would go fishing in the harbour after work and during his lunch breaks. He once took my brother Kumi fishing with him after he finished his shift at the then Riviera Hotel. And upon baiting up, Kumi noticed that the bait he was using was prime crayfish and prawns from the hotel's freezer. Such was Kevin's love for fishing and his respect for fish in the ocean that he didn't compromise on the quality and freshness of his bait, obviously at the expense of the hotel. His fishing buddies have already attested to this and the meticulous nature of his bait presentations. After his various waitering jobs, Kevin then went on to work at my uncle's petrol station, G Motors, where most of my cousins, including myself, gained entry into the working environment. Kevin, although you were called to rest too soon, we take solace in the fact that you left this earth doing what you love the most, fishing. During Kevin's early working career, he was introduced to bodybuilding and reached a competitive level where he partook in amateur bodybuilding competitions. After G Motors, Kevin found himself working at various engineering firms in and around Durban, with his longest tenure being at Fasco and Prospector. He was unfortunately retrenched due to a restructure of the company. Kevin then took the bold decision to start his own business and venture into entrepreneurship. His business was called High Tech Medical, where he began marketing and selling healthcare products to doctors and clinics. For someone with no knowledge of the industry, he made a concerted effort to learn everything he needed to know and reached out for guidance from people he knew, and was eventually successful in garnering loyal and regular clients. Kevin was an ardent Liverpool supporter and realized his dream of watching them play live in Anfield last year. He was ecstatic with their win against Man United, who they thrashed with a score of 4-0, and this made his trip even more memorable. It was through the generous invitation and opportunity by Jeeves' brother Bob that he was able to do this. On his return trip, he visited me at home and brought along a little Liverpool outfit for my son Daksh, who was around 6 months old at that time. And his words were, "Daksh, I now christen you a Liverpool supporter." Some unforgettable memories that I have of Kevin while growing up are as follows. Kevin's love for the ocean didn't stop at fishing, as I have clear memories of him buying a paddle ski and hiding it in our cellar at home. His secret was safe until the day my dad found out about it and was very upset that he was venturing into such a dangerous sport. Kevin responded to my dad by offering to show him how safe the paddle ski actually was and how good he was at using the ski. So off they went to Blue Lagoon, Kevin, Tots and my dad, with the intention of Kevin proving to my dad how good he actually was. Anyway, Kevin went out for a paddle and he was quite good actually, because he returned to shore with no issues. Not to be outdone, my brother Tots went out for a spin, and halfway through, all they could see was Tots' head and the nose of the paddle ski in the water, because it had developed a hairline crack. Needless to say, that was the last time the paddle ski saw the water. Another incident that I remember fondly, Kumi and I were in primary school when Kevin, being the strong swimmer that he was, offered to teach Kumi and I how to swim. We were really excited upon hearing this and chose our best briefs as swimming costumes. And we set off on our journey with the Inner Circle bus to the Merebank public pool. Upon reaching the pool, Kevin then took us for a walk around the pool. And as we were passing the deep end, he pushed us both into the water. And that's how we learned how to swim. We call it tough love, but he would have saved us if we were drowning. Kevin had a very calm and cool demeanor, as you all know. And everyone that knows him will be able to attest to that. He was never one for confrontation, and whether he was right or wrong, he quietly carried on with his life, focusing on doing the things he enjoyed and spending time with those most important to him, his family and friends. Kevin was a doting husband to Jeeves, and the bond they shared was a role model to us. They understood each other perfectly. Kevin was also a loving and protective dad to his two beautiful daughters, Chumera and Jasnika, who he treasured with all his heart. He was my mum's golden boy, being the eldest, and a loving nephew, a loving uncle to his nephews and nieces, and a loyal friend. Chief, Kevin loved you with all his heart. and the relationship you all shared, as I said, was a role model for us all. I have fond recollections of you and Kevin taking to the dance floor at functions and gracefully mesmerizing us with all your moves. Jeev, thank you for supporting Kevin in all his hobbies, sports and passions. You were without a doubt his #1 supporter. Chuns and Mika, you girls were your dad's life, and he gave you the best that he could. Some other memories that Kumi reminded me of earlier after I had prepared my speech. In Kevin's youth, he came home one day with a bin bag full of second-hand GQ magazines, GQ international magazines that wasn't available in our country at that time. GQ is a fashion magazine, for those of you that don't know. And that's where he picked up his fashion flair and style. And we all benefited it as his brothers with the hand-me-downs. Kevin had a love for tropical fish. And this love for tropical fish started with him bringing guppies home in a pickle jar. And it progressed to a state-of-the-art 1.5 meter tank, which took pride of place in his lounge at home. His collection of fish was an array of exotic fish from around the world. Kevin realized his dream of acquiring his provincial angling colors last year, and as you can see, he's dressed with his South African colors. We have another speaker who is the chairman of the angling club, Mr. J.S. Govender, who will go more into detail about that. Kevin, thank you for being our big brother. You will forever remain in our hearts as the gentle giant that you were, who was taken away from us too soon. Rest easy, my brother. We love you till we meet again.
Thank you, Navin. Yeah, that's the brother that you reflect on, Kevin, the one and only, who devoted his life to his families and gave them all. Ladies and gentlemen, I call upon the service group to render at least 2 songs in the meantime, whilst we give those a chance who have not yet viewed the body to do so. I now hand over to you. Thank you.
Paluke Bangara Mayana, Paluke Bangara Mayana, Odalanda Pani Paluke Bangara Mayana, Paluke Bangara Mayana, Odalanda Pani Paluke Bangara Mayana. Paluke Bangara Maya Pilachina Palukavemi, Paluke Bangara Maya Pilachina Palukavemi, Kalalo Nina Vasvarana, Kalalo Nina Vasvarana, Palupanu Dhakani, Nandri Paluke Bangara Mayana, Odalda Pani Paluke Paluke Bangara Mayana, Odanda Pani Paluke Bangara Mayana, Yendavadina కోదండ పని పలుకే మంగళ మాయనా శరణాగదా త్రాణ బిరుదాంకుదాముగద శరణాగదా త్రాణ బిరుదాంకుదాముగద కరుణి చుభద్ర జలవర రామరస పోష కరుణి చుభద్ర జలవర రామరస పోష పలుకే మంగళ మాయనా కోదండ పని పలుకే మంగళ మాయనా పలుకే మంగళ మాయనా కోదండ పని పలుకే మంగళ మాయనా श्रीरामचंद्र आश्रित पारिचात्र समस्तु कल्याण गुणाविरामा सीतां मृगं प्रोत्तुहे चञ्चरिता निरञ्जनी मङ्गलमातनो दशरथ राम श्री रघुराम जय रघुराम सीता मनोबीरा श्री रघुराम जय रघुराम वेलियनेयगा दिव्यमूर्ति वेलिय नायक आनंद ज्योति वेलियनेयगा दिव्यमूर्ति वेलिय नायक आनंद ज्योति वेलिय मातृकं शांति निवासं कलभुग शुभगुण शोधित राम श्री रघुराम जय रघुराम सीता मनोबीरा
బహురూపములో బహునామములో బహురూపములో బహునామములో కలిగిన దేవా భక్తగిరీశ కలిగిన దేవా సప్తగిరీశ బహురూప హరి నారాయణ శ్రీ పురుషోత్తమ నారాయణ బహురూప హరి నారాయణ శ్రీ పురుషోత్తమ నారాయణ జయ జయ హే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ దయ గనుమా శ్రీ శేషాద్రివాస జయ జయ హే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ నీ పాద పద్మము నమ్మితివయ్యా నీ పాద పద్మము నమ్మితివయ్యా శుభ జీవనము కూర్చుము స్వామి శుభ జీవనము కూర్చుము స్వామి ఆనందనిలయ గోవింద వైకుంఠ వాస గోవింద ఆనందనిలయ గోవింద వైకుంఠ వాస గోవింద జయ జయ హే శ్రీ వెంకటేశ దయ గనుమా శ్రీ శేషాద్రివాస జయ జయ హే గోవింద నారాయణ హరి నారాయణ నారాయణ లక్ష్మీ నారాయణ 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 నారాయణ లక్ష్మీ నారాయణ నారాయణ లక్ష్మీ నారాయణ హరి హరి
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor now to call upon Mr. Jace Govender, who is the chairperson of the angling club that Kevin was a member, and I believe he will still remain an honorable member. But let's give Mr. Govender a chance to share his experiences of Kevin within the club. Mr. Govender.
Vanakkam, good afternoon. It gives me great honor to speak on behalf of Kevin and his fishing attributes and the time that he spent on the beach. Kevin was one of those guys that would rather have a rod in his hand and fish than do anything else. That's how we knew him. I'll tell you something on a lighter note. We were fishing down the north coast and the fellow competitor caught a massive shad. You know, Indian people love shad, and it was the close season. Uncle Tommy caught the shad. And after a while, Kevin asked me, "Where's the shad?" I said, "We threw it back. We're both holding our rods, we're facing the sea." Kevin was upset. We could have eaten the shad. That was fly fish, that was curry. How could you throw it back? I said to him, "Kevin, if you're facing the sea and we threw it back, it's behind you." Kevin was mad at me, and he was just about to push me down a bank when a wave hit both of us. So that was really, really funny. But Kevin, he was meticulous in his fishing. He did whatever it took to have the best traces, the best rods, the best tackle, even went out making his own equipment to fish. That's the type of angler he was. He was known in the fishing community as the gentleman in fishing. He was the gentleman in fishing. He's never had an argument with anyone. He's never fought with anyone on the beach. The only thing that Kevin fought was fish, and he enjoyed it. Kevin had a few nicknames. One of them, Clark Kent. The one day I saw Kevin down the Transkei and he put on his glasses and he looked exactly like Clark Kent. With his physique, his body, the way he stands and walks. And I said, Kevin, you are Superman, Clark Kent. We also had another nickname for him, Mr. Chris Chetty will know. Mr. Chris Chetty brought his firearm to come fishing. And it was a revolver. So Kevin says, I know that gun very well, let me have a look at it. And Kevin takes the gun, holds it up, and the gun goes off. And everyone was shocked. Everyone was looking who got shot. So we gave him a nickname there as well. I think it was Dirty Harry. You know the guy with the gun? That was what it was, Dirty Harry, so we called him Dirty Harry. But going back to Kevin's fishing career, Kevin joined Rainbow Angling Club in 2001 and fished there for many years. We then moved on to Union Angling Club. He fished there for a while. But where Kevin came onto his own in fishing is when he joined Flying Fish. Flying Fish was a club that went down to the Transkei, and the guys did a lot of shark fishing down there in the mountains at night. And Kevin excelled at fishing down there. Kevin caught one of the prize fish that every angler tries to catch. Me, myself, I have never got one. He got a brindle bass of 32 kilos. Now, at that time, you could catch a fish. Brindle bass is now a protected species. You're not allowed to catch it. And I don't think anyone in this country will ever see a fish like that or catch a fish like that again. So that was something out of this world for Kevin. Kevin also got quite a few pending claims for outstanding fish. He caught the biggest pompano in competition, 15.2 kilos. It was a KZN record. Kevin got large garrick, Kevin caught a lot of sharks, Kevin caught a lot of flatfish, your skates, and he enjoyed his fishing. Kevin then moved on to Mpumalanga, his current club and province, and he was my opposition in the province. We fished for two different clubs, but for the same province. And we always competed and went head to head on the beach. Kevin achieved his highest ranking in any sport and any athlete will want to achieve, and that is the Protea Blazer. So Kevin was selected to represent South Africa as part of the Protea team in Langebaan last year to go to Mexico this year, October. Kevin was ranked in the top 6 in the Masters and in the top 30 in the country in surf casting. That is an outstanding achievement for any athlete. And it's unfortunate that he did not get a chance to fulfill something that he always wanted. He always wanted to be the best in angling and achieve the highest. And in the fishing fraternity, amongst our friends, our provinces, we have acknowledged that Kevin, although he did not get a chance to fish, he is part of the elite brotherhood to wear the green and gold. So I would like you all to stand up and give him a round of applause for that outstanding achievement. you. So, I prepared a 2-page speech, never read a word from it. I spoke from the heart, but honestly, my eyesight is bad, I couldn't see the writing. Kevin was fishing down at the Zululand Posey Bay in a club and provincial league. He went down there with fellow competitors and a group of friends, and he thoroughly enjoyed himself. From the videos, the pics, talking to the guys, Kevin loved every bit of it. That Friday, Kevin caught one of the fish that most people strive to catch, a honeycomb ray. Go Google it. A beautiful, beautiful fish. Kevin caught a honeycomb ray around about 20 kilos. He also assisted a lot of other anglers to catch and land a fish. And that was Kevin. Kevin was never selfish. If you were on with the big fish, Kevin will put his rod down and he'll come and assist you. The only thing that we are upset about is that God is going to get all the fish now. We don't have Kevin to catch that fish for us. So, to his 2 daughters, Kevin spent a lot of time. Kevin had the same salt water running through his veins like I do. So we had a lot of common things. We fished, we swam, we rode pedal skis. Lucky my pedal ski did not get an airpin hole or airline crack. And we did a lot of things together. Kevin was always on the beach. Addington Beach on a Saturday, Kevin would go for his swim. Kevin was a fitness fan. That's all he did. The beach was his life. And his love were his 2 kids and his wife. He spoke very highly of his kids. He always came and told me when they achieved honors in school, university. His wife makes the best roti and tin fish. We always get it when we go fishing. So thank you. And you have lost a father, a husband. We've lost a brother and a friend. God has gained a fantastic, awesome human being. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you. I will now invite those well-wishers who are standing outside to please come and continue viewing the body. You may come in. At this stage, I just want to recap a few things regarding Kevin, and knowing what Mr. Governor mentioned, that he was supposed to represent South Africa in October. Kevin used the trip that we undertook to the UK to watch the Liverpool United game, and went extensively buying fishing gear that he brought back to South Africa to take with him in the September trip, and unfortunately it never was. Kevin also, under that trip, tried to market his business, which is called Stack a Plant. If you Google it, you'll find it on his web. A fantastic idea, off the ground kind of growing of things. He went to the UK trying to market it. Myself and Prem were there, and the guy tried his best. Like any other market, the European Union and its business and the economic cycle, they find a way of blocking your items from entering the market. So that is how the market remains within their hands, and that's the reality. But the man never gave up. He continued to market his stuff. I'm sure if you go to his place, you'll see the kind of supplementary products that he's made to the main item that he received as a marketing experience. At this stage, I want to also remind all the well-wishers, those who have already done your part of condolences and etc. The family invites you to early supper, please. From here, it's about, as you go out the gate, it's It's about 300 meters down the road on the left-hand side. It's called Dravida Hall, and that is where supper is being served. Please join the family at their invitation. Thank you. I now want to call upon Miss Vino, who is a representative of the cousins at large, and she will give us a resume of her experiences and that of the family. Vino.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, one and all, family and friends. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Vino. Kevin's mother and my mother are sisters. So Kevin was my first cousin, and both our families grew up in Chatsworth. His family in Mobeni Heights, and my family from Amslashazana Township. So we would see each other almost every day. Today, I have been thinking about the very first time and the very last time that I saw Kevin. Kevin was 16 years old when I was born. My earliest memory of Kevin would probably have been when he became a young man entering adulthood. I remember his room in Mobeni Heights with all these weights and gym equipment, and I remember Kevin with his strong muscles. I actually believed that he was Superman when I was 5 years old, because he was the only young man that I associated with this athletic superhero physique. After all, he had the quiet, gentle demeanor of Superman as Clark Kent. And by the way, Mr. Govinda, I had no idea this was his nickname. So, as you can see, the telepathy was there. He was literally my Superman when I was 5 years old. He had the gentle demeanor of Superman as Clark Kent when he needed to be, but also the strength and determination of the powerhouse superhero that we all admired so fondly. Fast forward 3 decades later, and the very last time I saw Kevin was actually on television. Here I am on my couch in my living room in Cape Town, missing my family in Durban and horrifically watching the looting that took place in Durban along with the rest of South Africa. Suddenly, I see the superhero from my childhood on one of the news channels. But this was not Superman, it was Kevin. I got so excited to see Kevin, I quickly snapped a picture on my phone and sent it to my mom, my sister, my brother, and just about every friend that I knew, because my heart was filled with pride, because I was right all along. Kevin was living proof that heroes do in fact live amongst us. He not only helped us, his family, his aunts and uncles and cousins, whenever he could with anything we may have needed, but here he was providing a selfless service to his community and to the world. All Kevin's cousins will have a personal story that we share with him, that we will cherish forever, and I am deeply honored to have had the opportunity to share mine with you all today. From the days of Port Shepstone to Mobeni Heights and Yellowwood Park, I speak for all of us cousins living near and far, and for those who are unable to attend today. We are still in disbelief and shock, and we are so sad that we will not get to embrace you in this lifetime. But Kevin, I will always be in awe of the life you led, and will always aspire to do good and be good just like you. Thank you for being an awesome, awesome cousin. We will miss you so, so much. Although every time in the future, should I happen to gaze over the horizon on the wide open sea, a place that was Kevin's second home, I will smile and think to myself, Kevin, even Aquaman has got nothing on you. You will always be the ultimate superhero. And on behalf of all of our cousins, our love for you will run deeper than the ocean and span the 7 seas across the world. Go well, brother. We salute you and we love you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Bina. Thank you very much. I call upon the well-wishers and family and friends that are waiting. You can come and view the body. We'll ask our prayer group to render one song, and thereafter I would like Mr. Naveen to get ready to pay a tribute on behalf of another family friend. Just
रामनील मेघ श्यामा कोदंड रामा
रघुकुल विशोमा परंधाम सर्वभौमा
रामनील मेघ श्यामा
कोदंड रामा
रघुकुल विशोमा परंधाम सर्वभौमा नील मेघ श्यामा रघुराम Raghuram Ram Ram Raghuram Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Ram Raghuram Ram Ram Raghuram Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Ram Ratri Naina Ratri Jaise Neend Vipalamo Ratri Naina Ratri Jaise Neend Vipalamo Sari Deva Bhuraiya, Ninnu Nela Midiramaya, Ninnu Sari Deva Bhuraiya, Ninnu Nela Midiramaya, Ninnu Sharanam, Paparanam, Magu Sharanam, Raghava, Ramanila Megha Shama, Kodanga Rama, Raghukula Vishoma, Parandama, Saitama, Megha Shama, Raghuram Ram Ram Raghuram, Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Ram, Raghuram Ram Ram Raghuram, Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Ram, Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Ram, Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Ram.
David, welcome you to deliver the eulogy on behalf of Mr. Shade. Thank you.
Eulogy for our dearest friend, the late Kevin Naidu, from Shahdev Naidu, who's in Doha, Qatar. Namaskaram to our dear Jeev, Tremera, Jasmita, Auntie Chilka, and the Raj Naidu family, as well as the greater Rami Naidu family. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to honor, celebrate, and remember Kemraj, whose name is another name for Lord Shiva, and the particular personality traits of the name Kemraj is a person who enjoys life to the fullest, a person with a colorful imagination and is tolerant by nature and delightful to speak to. Kemraj certainly lived up to the qualities of his divine name. Of course, he was fondly known as Kevin, and who was a person who displayed quite strength and courage, and who infused love and warmth into all that he did, even the most simplest of tasks. He had the ability to turn life around, creating a solid foundation of friendship, and invariably showing what it looks like to finish strong. I am certain that Kevin was a hero to his wonderful and beautiful daughters, as he could make every person feel like they were the most important person in the world. He was a rock of stability in their childhood and also now in their adult years, and a total source of strength for the whole family. I am sure they will miss their dad sincerely and always hold on to the amazing memories they shared together as a family. To our dear Jeev, I can't imagine how empty it will now feel to spend time out with any of life's activities with Kevin's passing, who leaves behind a legacy of kindness, compassion, and generosity. Kevin was truly a good and sincere friend to many around him. But today I want to highlight our friendship that we shared, a closeness of friendship that spanned from childhood, also including the late Sudesh Naidu, as we were all born in the year 1966 and lived only a few houses apart. So from 6 years in our home district in Veni Heights, from 6 years old in our home district in Veni Heights, from Excelsior Primary School to Telugu School, and then playing sport in the barren, stony and sandy area behind the Veni Heights Shopping Center. And coincidentally, that's where we gave Tot his other nickname, Buri, after the goalkeeper Buri Martin from a well-known Durban team, Berea. And with Tots being younger than us, he was automatically made the goalkeeper. We then progressed as young, energetic men in the 1980s and had a great, outgoing and adventurous time with our other dear friend, Rajan Pillai, who is present here today, as we had got to spend lots of time doing physical training in Kevin's room, taking the dogs to Eddington Beach on Sundays, after maybe a Saturday night out at Palladium, or spending time at Rajan's house in Highway Place. Kevin was always truly protective of us all, and more than anything, this is the message I wish to convey here, as to the fullness of his caring nature. Even though Kevin didn't like to be the center of attention, he had an undeniable impact on his family, friends, and community. While it's tragic to think about Kevin leaving us so soon, he left behind a lifetime of memories that we can celebrate. And if he was here with us today, he wouldn't want us to share grief and sorrow. Instead, his desire would be to focus on the happy memories and joyful experiences shared over the years. Even though it is so hard to do that now, as we are all still reeling in the shock of Kevin leaving us so suddenly, while doing his one great sporting passion, angling, where he so proudly achieved his SA angling colors. Despite the personal challenges he may have faced, he always looked outside of himself, which is why he will be remembered as a beacon of light with Jeev and his daughters, and his family and friends. He was a great teacher and a dependable husband and dad, son, brother, uncle, and friend. And I am certain his advice and guidance will continue to carry us all through the joys and challenges that life has to offer. I found these words from one of Michael Jackson's famous songs appropriate to quote as a message for our dear and much loved Kevin, from your friends Shah Naidu in Qatar, Rajan Pillai and Ridwan Ahmed from Toronto, Canada. You are not alone. I am here with you. Though we're far away, I am here to stay. You are not alone. I am here with you. Though we're far apart, you're always in my heart. Farewell, brother. Rest well on your journey. Love and blessings. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Naidu. Sorry. Colleagues, I'm just reminded very quickly on this UK trip, when Kevin was restricted to the hotel room, and you can see he was getting agitated. He wanted to do his sporting stretches and whatever. And I don't know whether he took it as an opportune moment to mislead us the day that we came back to the station which is nearest to the hotel. And then he said, come, let me take you through the shortest route back to the hotel. And we were walking. Little did he realize that Prem didn't have the pace that she needs, and she was just basically trudging along. We did about 3.5 kilometers, the three of us, because we lost the route to the hotel. In the end, you could see that Kevin was feeling a bit bad that he made us walk, but in the end he said to Prem, I've given you good therapy, but well done for the illnesses that you went into hospital for. So yeah, we remember Kevin for that specific trip and the manner in which he missed his sport and his stretching and the like. Having said that, I have the opportunity of inviting his eldest child, Tremela Naidu, to say a few words on behalf of her father. But before I do that, take note that Tremela has just landed late last night from the US, and therefore the funeral arrangements had to be somewhat delayed. She is currently in the US on a part-time project, and I went to go and check with her if she's done anything recently up to the point or even beyond what I knew her qualifications to be. And she says to me, Bob Mama, I just completed my master's in dive tourism and the sustainability of that industry. I am awaiting results. So they say that the apple does not fall far from the tree. Because Dad was a diver, Dad loved his shark experiences and the like, swimming, going to the beach, angling and the like. And whenever Tremela is around, whenever she makes air booking to go and have those experiences, whether it is the whole week, she'll always book 2 tickets. One for her father and one for her. And that is how they spend their lives together. My beautiful niece, Tremela, I call on you, my darling.
The last time I saw my dad was when I was leaving to the US in August last year. My dad's last words to me were, make sure you stay there and you don't come back here. You only come back here if you're going to be visiting. Little did I know I'd be coming back home for my dad's funeral. A friend of mine, who unfortunately hadn't quite yet met my dad, was with me whilst waiting to check in my bag at the airport. And after saying goodbye, he texted me to say, I hope you will at least find some comfort being with your family. I wish there was something I could do. And I said to him that I didn't need pity right now. His reply was, it's not pity. I want to be there for you in any way I can. And I feel like I know how great of a man your father is just by looking at a picture of him. And then shortly after boarding the flight from Dubai to Durban, I was sat in the window seat, and there was an uncle from Pakistan who was sat in the aisle seat, leaving the middle seat available. I put a pillow down in the seat between us, and I closed my eyes for 7 of the 8 hours of that flight. When I woke up in the last hour, the uncle said to me, "Food came and went and I didn't wake you. Aren't you hungry?" I said, "No, thank you, I'm okay. I just can't wait to get off this plane." He replied with, "Me too. I can't wait to go home." And then he asked me, "Are you living here in Durban? Or are you just visiting?" I said, "Yes, I live here, but I'm here because my dad just passed away." And it took me all of 3 seconds to pull up a picture, and I showed the uncle who my dad was. And before I knew it, I was sitting beside a total stranger, and the both of us were having a really good cry. And he said to me, "Dear, I'm so sorry. He looks so fit. Did he do smoking and drinking?" I said, "Not my dad. He was so fit and there was nothing wrong with him." He said, I know, you can see it." That in itself just proves that if all it took was a picture for 2 complete strangers to see and know the value and greatness of my father, you can only imagine the literal impact that he had on the lucky lives of those who knew him personally. A few words that describe my dad would be calm, patient, kind, selfless, and one that has come up and stuck throughout these past few days, which is so very true to his character, is gentleman. A little and most favorite of mine from one of my cousins, Lohini from Cape Town, who said, "He was the really kind, quietly humorous uncle. Our family has lost a gem." It's just a few of my favorite descriptions of my dad, and honest to God, he was just as described. Those who knew my dad on a personal level would know how health conscious he was. He never ate any unhealthy foods. He chose water over alcohol, and 2 pieces of a chocolate slab in a year was considered too much for my dad. God forbid he catches you opening a bag of chips, or eating sweets and drinking soda, or eating any sort of takeout. Be prepared for a gentle but very hard hit on the shoulder, followed by, "Do you know how bad all of that is for you? You're going to bugger up your teeth. You carry on." It was bad enough that we have KFC just down the road from us. I think my dad's worst nightmare became a reality when not too long ago, McDonald's opened up right across from the KFC. Whilst myself, my mom, Jasmika, and Zach couldn't control our junk food cravings, my dad was golden in this aspect and never craved anything because he always said, "No, don't get me anything. I don't eat all of that rubbish. Mommy cooked and there's food at home." And that's exactly what it was. My dad's go-to food was anything and everything that only my mom cooked. I say this with the utmost confidence that, as the saying goes, health is wealth. My dad was the wealthiest man alive. Health-wise, there was nothing wrong with him, and that's what makes his passing that much more tedious. However, although God took him away from us, I take so much comfort in knowing that God will never, ever let the greatest ones suffer. And my dad never suffered when he went home. His send-off was the most peaceful and miraculous passing. One day I had asked my dad to choose who was his most favorite between my mom, Jasmika, and I. And being the person he is, his reply was, "Zach." And let me tell you, he meant it. I wish I could, but I'm not even able to describe the bond that my dad shared with Zach because it was so special that only the both of them could understand. Dad was Zach's go-to person and best friend in my absence. And for those who think I had my dad wrapped around my finger, obviously hadn't met Zach, who had my dad hook, line, and sinker. Forever Dad's blue-eyed boy. My dad was an extremely peaceful man. He never encouraged conflict, and he was the constant peacemaker in our lives. No matter what you did to him or said about him or even thought of him, he'd give his side grin and laugh it off and say, "Think what you want to. I know who I am and what I'm about." never the man who held a grudge. The only time my dad used the word grudge was when he was telling me to let go of all of mine. Right, just let it go now, it's in the past. You have to move forward and not take 10 steps back. In saying that, I want to be just like my dad when I grow up. And if I can't be like him, I wish to be at least a half of the man my dad was. So today, as I stand here and make the change in my life to be like my dad, to all those who have hurt or done wrong unto, you know who you are, Baba and family, Auntie Priyashni and family, please, if you can, forgive me for everything that has happened. And if you can't, that's also fine, but please know that going forward, there is no bad blood from my side. I fought with my dad about all these situations. I refused to see the right in it. And I'd be a coward if I didn't say that my dad saw the best in every person and every situation and always turned it around and looked for the best possible outcome without working himself up or upsetting anyone else. He called me out when I was being an idiot, as much as he supported me in very few of the bad decisions I've made. Always seeing the best in me and never putting me down. That was my dad. On the way home from the airport yesterday, my sister, Auntie Lavash, and Uncle Kumi and I were having a conversation and reminiscing on the memories of my dad. And my Auntie Lavash said, "Chums, Jones, you were the son your father never had. And I kid you not, that is the relationship I had with my dad. The one you don't phone when you're getting yourself into trouble, but the one you have to phone to get you out of that trouble. The one you go to when mom says no. The one you go to when you want something and you know you'll get it only if you ask dad. We were each other's beach buddies. Any day was a good day, swimming out as close to the back line at Ushaka Beach as we could and catching the biggest waves trying to get back in. All my best memories with my dad are on the beach, in the ocean, and surrounded by salt water. I am my father's daughter in the best possible way, because, and I quote Uncle Jace, my dad's friend, your dad didn't have blood in his body, he had salt water. I am my father's daughter because I too am the same. Another one of my most favorite memories with my dad, unrelated to the ocean, is when we were on vacation and visited the actual Cheers bar. You know, the one where everybody knows your name. As well as America's oldest restaurant, which were both located in Boston, Massachusetts. And I know not many daughters can say this, but I'm one of the very lucky ones who can. In both places, I got to share a beer with my old man. In places we both hadn't even dreamt of visiting. I wish this wasn't so sudden and that we all had a lot more time with him, but believe it or not, my dad spent most of his time with his fishing buddies and the balance was with us. I couldn't be any more proud and happy to stand here and actually say that I am content and grateful that my dad has the type of friends that he does. I met most of them for the very first time yesterday, and my heart is happy. The caliber of friends that my dad kept speaks volumes. Just the type of person he was, and that's really all that matters. To all my dad's buddies here today, especially the guys adorning their green SA fishing blazers, this means so much to us as a family. And I know it means the depth of the ocean and so much more to my dad. A simple thank you from the bottom of our hearts will never be enough to express how grateful we are that you guys were my dad's friends along his journey. My daddy taught us a lot of things, but he never did teach us how to live without him. I don't know how we're going to get through this, but I know that we will, because my dad will be sending us all the strength and so much more. Although 56 is such a young age, some may say that it's not enough time to have lived your life. While that may be true, it was different for my dad. My dad lived his absolute best life. He did everything that he wanted with no one holding him back and no regrets. He made no enemies along his journey of life. He paid no mind to those 2 or 3 people in our lives who thought the worst of him. Believe me, he cared a damn because he knew who he was and didn't need to prove it to anyone. And so he stood by that and the rest was history. I'm extremely sorry to those who never got to make right by my dad, those who were filled with hatred and bitterness. Please know that despite this, my dad never worried about it. He loved you and forgave you, and he hoped we'd all be together again one day. And I'm happy to be here, to be the one to tell you that if you ever find yourself in any regret, I know for a fact that Dad would want you to quickly stop and rather turn that regret into a lesson for yourself. And please just stop hurting people. Family or no family. Stop the fighting. Stop the hurting. It will not make you any less of a person. And I quote my dad, it will not make you any less of a person to stop being an idiot. Saying a simple I'm sorry or I love you and just doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, not only will it not get you anywhere, it will leave you riddled with regret and it will most likely be too late then. Something that my dad told me in the presence of my mom and sister one day, which I was so proud to hear, but he wasn't as chuffed to say, was, Tremera, you treat animals better than you treat humans. And really, that's how I know my purpose in life had been full. Although it upset my dad, each of us have different purposes in this life. Some to live for and help animals, and some to live for and help fellow humans. But my dad, he was here to fill both those purposes. As much as I will continue to live my life this way, I will also try and be a little bit more accommodating towards humans. So my fellow humans, all thanks to my dad, we are all in luck going forward, living in my dad's legacy. Towards the end of his journey, he got to live out his lifelong dream with his brother-in-law Bob and sister-in-law Prem, where the 3 of them went on vacation to the UK, where they witnessed a live Liverpool game. Bob Mama, words fail me right now, but a simple thank you is not enough. My dad fished to his heart's content, so much so that he fished till he literally and physically could not fish anymore. Basically, he fished and fished and fished till his dying day. And that's okay because that's what he wanted. My dad's wish was to die on the beach, and I guess God said, wish granted. He still had so much more to look forward to in life, like the national competition that he was chosen to fish for in Mexico this year. His most prized achievement, which he looked forward to every single day. I was looking forward to it even more because I was going to meet him there. He said to me, no, don't come here. I'll be busy with the competition and won't have time to drink and dance with you the whole day. I didn't care. I was going to surprise him anyway. My sister and I have lost our dad. My mom lost her best friend. My granny lost her eldest son. An eldest sibling was lost, a brother-in-law, an uncle, a friend, a mentor, a great fisherman, and last but not least, and most importantly, we've lost a gentleman. I know that wherever my dad is, he is with his dad now. He's with his father-in-law and mother-in-law. I know that he loved my granny Neela's cooking. I know that she's already cooked for him, and they are already reunited over good food and the greatest of company. A few of our beloved family members who have also passed, Vijima, Dan Tata, Diki Tata, Krishna Mama, Mavisma, Auntie Rita, and Auntie Jane, just to name a few. And I'm confident that all of them were there to welcome my dad home and are therefore seated at this table too. Just not even 72 hours ago, Mika and I still had our dad. Mom still had her boy. Zach still had his best friend. But I know that this isn't goodbye. It's simply just to see you later.
Thank you, Tribunal. Family and friends, that the child speaking from her heart when we allowed her space. Can I invite the well-wishers that are waiting to please come through, and while you are doing so, I would like to call upon the younger daughter, Jasmika. Jasmika has recently completed her honors in speech and language pathology. She is currently still serving an internship, and I'm glad that I could have the friends to spend this afternoon there and giving me the assurance earlier on that they are there to support Jasmika during this trying period. Jasmika, I invite you to the podium. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. For those of you who don't know me, I am Kevin's youngest daughter, and it makes me so proud to say that. To my pillar of strength, my hero, my best friend, my dad. Dad, the day we found out you had passed was the day my heart was torn in two pieces. One half stayed with me, and the other went with you. No one was like my dad. He was our biggest inspiration and a true hero to my mom, sister, and I. Our family leaned on him during any tough time, and he was our rock that never, ever, ever let us down. The strength and presence he possessed was never flashy or in your face. In many ways, he was a quiet, unassuming man who just got on with things. He never interfered with anyone, and he would never speak bad about anyone. But it was beneath the surface that his principles and determination lay. That was most evident in how he put my mom and his family first, and the way he made sure that we were always protected, no matter what and no matter where. I will always remember and cherish the good times we shared, Dad. You taught me how to swim, how to drive, even though you did it all for me. And you taught me how to fish. You were such an amazing teacher that I caught 9 fish on my first time fishing. I'll never forget how proud you were of me that day, and you told everyone about it. You were also the reason why I started my henna business. You pushed me to turn my passion into something useful, and you constantly reminded me to do things that make me happy, no one else. Your little gesture of always keeping a few of my business cards in your wallet and in the car will always be one of the sweetest memories I have of you. And you'd speak so proudly to your friends and family about how I share your business mindset with you. Then you'd give them my card and show them pictures of my henna designs on your phone. You were always so proud of Chimera and I's victories, be it big or small. You provided the best education for Chimera and I, and you did everything in your power to make sure that we lived the best and most comfortable life. You always supported our dreams and did everything you could to help us achieve them. You never once said no to us for anything. You taught us how to stand up for ourselves and to never let the opinions of others affect us in any way. Dad, you have given us gifts that are more precious than anything in this world, and for that, we will always be honored to be your daughters. You are not only the best father to us, you were also the best father to Zach, your blue-eyed boy. He was your best friend, and you understood him like no one else. You always made sure he had a treat every morning before taking me to work. And he loved coming on car rides with you, especially to the beach. He definitely misses you a lot, Dad. We will always honor and commend you on your successes, Dad. You became a successful business owner and entrepreneur and achieved the highest accolades in your favorite sport of fishing. Your deep-rooted faith in God helped you achieve everything you ever wanted to accomplish. And you always said, "Everything I want, I always get." You did this all on your own, all whilst being a devoted husband, father, brother, and son. We are so proud of you, Dad. You will always be our golden dad. You will always be known for your witty sense of humor and warm heart, always giving without expecting anything in return. Thank you for being there for Mom and us during good times and bad. And thank you for being the perfect husband and best friend to Mom. God picked the perfect rose for her without any thorns. She loves you and you will forever be her soulmate. You are and forever will be her boy. We will always remember you, Dad, because there will never be another one to replace you. You were the rarest gem, a diamond of the highest value, and I know that everyone sitting here today would consider themselves so lucky to have known you. You were cool, Dad. You were just too cool. Over the last 2 days, I've met some of the most respectable human beings in my dad's life. Uncle Ashwin, Uncle Jace, Uncle Rajan, Uncle Remlin, Uncle Chris, Uncle Krish, Uncle Kaven, and Uncle Grayson. Apologies if I've left anyone out. No wonder my dad fitted perfectly into your puzzle of friendship. He would always speak about Joel with excitement and joy. You all played such an integral role in my dad's happiness, and he looked forward to spending his weekends going on fishing trips with you all. Thank you for everything that you did for my dad. From the moment you met him to the moment he took his last breaths. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. To Uncle Kumi, Uncle Naveen, Uncle Nelson, Lals, and Bob Mama. Thank you for being a father figure in my sister and I's life. Thank you for taking us in as your own and for loving us the way my dad did. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, not just for what you have done in the last few days, but for what you have done for my sister and I from the time we were born. We are forever indebted to you, and we are eternally grateful to have you in our lives. I know my dad is extremely thankful for you too. Dad, you left us too soon. But in the 56 short years that you've lived, I know in my heart that you've prepared us enough to live this life in your absence and to live this life for you. You taught us good morals and values, and we are who we are today because of you. We are eternally grateful for you and to you, and I thank God every day for giving me the best father anyone could ask for. I know what it's like to be treated like a princess because of my dad. Dad, you closed your eyes for the last time at your favorite place on earth. Now you will open them in heaven and will be reunited with Tata. We now have two guardian angels looking down upon us and guiding us as we get through this life together. We will always look for you in everything we do. This isn't a goodbye, but it's simply a see you again soon. You will always live in our hearts until we meet again, our angel in heaven, We love you, Dad, today, tomorrow, and forever.
Thank you, Jasmika. Thank you very much. The children have spoken and they needed to vent. So we allowed them the space so that they could make peace with the reality that Dad is no more physically there, but will be guiding them from the heavenly skies above. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to the end of the program, but having said that, I would like to also thank our well-wishers who are currently on Zoom, and for all the messages that you have sent through, individually as well as via WhatsApp messages, etc. We acknowledge you and we really appreciated your comfort words to the family. I also want at this stage to pay special thanks to a few people, and pardon me if I've left anyone out. At the time of the tragedy, as it were, the guys on the ground, the angling club, we salute you. You've tried your best. You've given it all. You went for the extra mile, trying to get other support, and you've done your best. We want to acknowledge you, brothers. May Kevin always be in your memories, and hold him dearestly, I believe. To another colleague, or not even a colleague, my apologies, Nelson Naidu. Man, you've been strength to this family from bright days to gloomy days to now at this very hour, when we have to bid farewell to Kevin. Nelson, Jeev and the girls and Kevin loved you, like many other people always love you as well. Your heart is full of gold. You go the extra mile and give them all without any expectation. We appreciate that. To the company, there's a company that came to my attention and offered their support through my son, Lavasan, his company, Digitot Software. I've expressed their willingness that should the family require any form of assistance, not just today, but beyond, they are there to help. So Lavasan, you may take those words back of the appreciation that we have for the company. Colleagues, at this point in time, I'm reminded initially that we should have finished off by 4. The Guru is now ready for us to receive the immediate family in the chambers. So I would call upon our colleagues from the Pinetown Funeral Services to lead us and guide us. And at the same time, I want to repeat that all of you who are not going to be part of the last rites at the back, please go to the hall and have your early supper. Do not let the family down. They have a special invitation for you. Thank you to the Guru, Nanda, who is able to guide us. As at this stage, we don't have a confirmation of the exact time of the 11th day ceremony, but I do know it will be taking place on the 31st of January. The venue has not yet been confirmed, but by modern technology that we have these days, WhatsApp and the like, you will get the invitation that is making its round. So please be on the lookout for that. Thank you once again. God bless. I call upon the service group to render some songs, please, in the meantime.
Mana తండ్రి కేవలం ఇప్పుడు నన్ను చేయను దేవా, ఆయన తెలిసినో తెలియకనో ఎన్నో పాపకర్మములు చేసిటివి. ఆ పాపకర్మములు మన్నించు దేవా. తన భార్య, పిల్లలు, అన్న తమ్ముడు, అక్క చెల్లులు, తన తల్లికి ఆత్మకి శాంతి ఇచ్చి దేవా. వారికి పక్క తోడుగా ఉండి నీ ఒక శరీరాన్ని ఇచ్చి రక్షించి కాపాడు దేవా. నీ సల్లని వెలజల్లవేయ ఎల్ల లోకము నిండి ఉన్న మాయ ప్రభు. హరి ఓం. శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. Let us all chant. Sri Rama Jaya Rama.
Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Sri Ram, 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 Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Sri
Brothers and sisters, please forgive me and pardon me. This is strictly family. Strictly family. The room at the back is very small, so it is strictly family members. Thank you all for your presence. Please do not forget Interlude. Supper is being served. You will not miss the hall. It's on the left-hand side, opposite the temple. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing this afternoon with us. God bless you. Have a safe journey. Hari Om.
Thank you.